Hey everybody, it's TF Nut. Welcome back to the channel. Today we're doing another action figure review. This is going to be of the McFarlane Toys DC Multiverse Batcycle from Batman Curse of the White Knight. Now, I don't own this exact figure that this is supposed to go with, and I don't think I'm going to. I was never really interested in that figure. Don't know much about the story. But I still wanted this Batcycle, man. I do have a Batman that I'll probably try to use this with, and this is going to be I have the Arkham Knight version that McFarlane Toys made. You'll see that comparison a little bit. But I also got this for other 7 and possibly 6-inch scale Batmans. We're going to find out. This thing looks really cool, so let's go ahead and take a look at the packaging. Here's the vehicle and the box there. You can see a little bit of some details going on there. And then I'm going to zoom in on the card there, because I'm not taking it out of the box. Looks really nice. Very nice photography going on there. Front here does say DC Multiverse as well as the Batcycle, and it does have the ages 12 and up that you saw earlier. We do have on this side, which is going to be the same as the other side, Batcycle, Batman, Curse of the White Knight, and McFarlane Toys on the top here, just more of the window box for the packaging, as well as on the top right, we do have McFarlane Toys. On the back here, we have a bunch of different figures that they're working on, from Batman Beyond, Dark Knight's Metal, Injustice 2, and Justice League. A bunch of different cards going on here, as well as that card on the right there that goes with the figure. Top left, it does say Batcycle from Batman Curse the White Knight. And top right, McFarlane Toys. Bottom left, McFarlaneToys.com on their social media. Then we get to the bottom, not much going on here, just a bunch of legal mumbo jumbo with a white part of the packaging. But zooming in here, you can see the barcode. So let's go ahead and get this vehicle out of the packaging. So first impressions of this cycle here, I really like it. I didn't think I would like it this much, actually, but I'm having a pretty fun time with it, honestly. I mean, there's not much you can do with it, but it is very, very cool to have in your collection if you need a vehicle for Batman. We're going to take a look at some of the finer details in a minute, and then I'll bring in a couple figures to show off. So here's a full view of the Batcycle. It's a little off-center because it likes to go off on its own. Actually, it's finally centered. So there we go, a little bit better look. So this thing, you can see on this side, we get, this is not, I mean, the way that this is constructed, there's no way they weren't going to be able to cover up these screws. Really, they would need to go in there and actually screw it in. So I'm not super mad about the screw holes in there. Let's do a quick 360 of it like this. But don't worry, we're gonna, if some of you already own this, you know how it works and how don't worry, I know. We'll just give you a quick look at it like this. If you don't know how this works, some of you are thinking, you know, I read Curse the White Knight. This isn't how it looks. It's small. You would be right, except yep, that pulls out, and it just goes in and out really easily. And then you'll kind of shimmy these little plastic pieces over here like that, and then voila, that is the full thing, which I can actually catch on camera. That adds another, I'm guessing, 4 inches to it. It's long, it's pretty cool. I mean, if you really wanted to, if you wanted to use this for any Batman, you could just do it like that too, which, I mean, I think that's fine, but since this is the way it's intended to look, I want to keep it like that for the rest of the review. Now, this is going to be a little bit difficult for me to maneuver. I'm going to try to get in here, and you know what, let me just go from here first, and maybe I'll hold it in a second, because I want to look at the inner workings of this thing. It looks really, really good. I think that they did a really good job with a lot of the details. The only problem is the paint, and there is paint in here, but it's mostly a black wash going on in here, which to me, like, and it doesn't look that bad on camera, but in person, it looks just not super duper perfect. It may be a nitpick, but when you look up close at it, it's just kind of like, I just feel like they didn't really try too hard with, you know, trying to paint and detail some of the inner workings. The sculpt is there. I think the sculpt looks good, even if there is a little bit of some not so detailed sculpting like around here and whatnot. I wish they kind of did some more with the paint on the exhaust and whatnot, and these other lighter gray parts here. But you can look in there and you can see a little bit more going on. Maybe a little, I don't know what's supposed to be on top here, but maybe they could have done a little bit more up there too when it comes to details. And the handles they're supposed to be black, they're fine. They do have a bit of a black wash going on. It's a little bit hard to see. Maybe I can zoom in on that. They have a bit of a black wash going on the top there. Now, where I'm not going to complain is 2 things. One, the color plastic being used or just the way it looks when it comes to this darker gray, almost bluish. I don't really know what color it'd be. It looks great. Now, I don't know if that was me. I have a feeling that's some like oil or something. I have a feeling I'm going to smudge this, so be aware of that. You might want to clean this every once in a while. I don't know, just with a rag or something. This side also has some screws too. That's not going to be, you know, I can forgive that, you know. Lots of great line details going on towards the bottom here. Even some panels or whatnot going on here. Even some more details in the front. That's what the inside looks like. Really, it's the top. Because, I mean, it is the inside, but you're just looking at it at the top too. The light is kind of not giving you the greatest view right now, the way it's angled, sadly. Maybe that will work a little better. So there's not much going on inside here. Not too bad. A little bit of whatever this is. Supposed to be lights or something. I'm not entirely sure. But let me push this back in and you can see how these inner workings will go in. So it's very easy. You're pushing it in like so. And it's condensed. Look at this wheel. This is a nice rubber. Definitely not the same type of, like, rubber that, I don't know. It's rubber, like, it wouldn't be a real tire, but if you owned, like, Legos with, like, vehicles and just some other vehicles in the past that have these type of spinning rubber wheels, you know what to expect. The detail on them is pretty good, though. You can see some of these, treads, I guess. It's not, I mean, it's just kind of lines right here where my thumb is. My thumb right now, you can see right there. Pretty good. There's not much they need to do when it comes to detailing. I have no idea what they do. Actually, it's really hard to see because there is actually some detailing on, like, what would be the hubcaps or whatever, but you can't see it that well, at least with this light. I'm trying to get in here, man. You might be able to see just a tiny bit. That's as best as I'm gonna do, y'all. But let's extend this back out. And it rolls really well, too. It rolls for a while, too. Sometimes they'll stop. But you give it a good push, and it will roll for a bit. I'm not doing the greatest push right now, though. Let me get back up in here. We'll take a look at the bottom. You get actually better look at what the bottom's gonna, the bottom's gonna look like, So not much detailing on the bottom, because it's gonna be covered the most. It's gonna be sitting on this side, so that's fine. These can definitely be forgiven. There's not much when it comes to any kind of paint on any of the gray here. We do have some detailing, as you can see, for the feet. I don't know. I don't own a motorcycle. What would this be? The foot pedals or something? I'm not entirely sure. Do these rotate? Oh, be careful. I don't want to push that. I try to push that just a little bit too much on accident. I want to say, no, they don't rotate. They looked like they did for some reason. Some hair on there. Sorry about that. Now this thing, I don't know if this is intentional, but this, the way this plastic is, it can bend a little bit here. I would not recommend keep doing what I'm doing, of course. But it can push up a little bit, but it won't get, it's got enough space towards this is not going to get in the way. Roll that, baby. And it's going to roll for a while, like I said. This is where you're going to get a better look at the hubcaps, or what I'm talking about. I don't know what they would be for this particular vehicle, but not much paint going on there. There's a little bit of detailing, as you can see. You can see a little bit better how there's some more lines right here. It looks really good. That's what the top looks like. Is this the gas gauge, or what would be the gas gauge? I'm not. Again, I don't own a motorcycle. Leave me alone, y'all. I'm trying my best. But all they did was paint black on the exhaust. That's fine with me. Now we look, like, you can see what I mean when I say that the black wash and the gray wash or whatever looks sloppy. Just look. Some of that goes on here, and then there's not much of it anymore. And then it's like that around here. It's like that going on in here. So that's just, I don't know, that's just kind of weird to me. Nice details going on towards the back here, covering the back tire. I think that looks good. So there isn't much paint variation in areas like here. And definitely, again, not like here. But sculpt-wise, man, again, I think it looks really good when it comes to the sculpt. You know, I did not do a 360 with how it looks right like this. So again, I kind of complained a little too much when it comes to the paint, but the overall sculpt, the way that this is engineered and designed, I like it a lot. So here's the McFarlane Toys Arkham Knight Batman that I was talking about. Again, not a big fan of the figure, and I don't own, probably already said it before, I don't own the White Knight version. I don't plan on getting it. But, you know what? I'm not going to lie. It actually kind of looks good on this Batcycle here. Again, this is not what it looks like in the game. I don't remember if the Batcycle is in Arkham Knight. I haven't played it in a long time. But it looks good on it. You know, he's not sitting on there perfectly, but I have the knees bent good enough to where I think you could kind of fake it, you know? You cover up a little bit like this. He's definitely looking like he can sound like you could probably push it down a tiny bit more, but it'll just rise up again. He's a little bit slunched over, you know, or slouched over with, you know, the ball joint around his waist. I feel like he's really being pulled around here, you know, just because there's a lot of... It was really a bit of a struggle for him to reach these handles. But surprisingly, getting him to look forward is not a problem. Trying to focus up there. That's a closer look at what it looks like on there. I think it looks pretty good. The only other thing is, you know, cape's going to get in the way. It's going to be on the tires, but oh well. And then I'll close this real quick. That way you get a better idea of what this looks like on the smaller, you know, condensed, collapsed wheels. Now this is what I was the most excited for. This is the Sovereign Knight Batman from Mezco 112 Collective on this Batcycle here. And I am very pleased to say it looks even better than the, you know, it looks the best on here, honestly, and it looks better than the Arkham Knight one I showed off. This thing, it definitely works for it. Now you don't have to, you know, wait for Mezco to make one, and it'd probably be like 150 bucks or whatever. I'm using the gripped hands here. These are meant for holding different accessories. Now, he does come with trigger finger hands meant for holding the grapple hook. That could probably work for this too. It's a bit of a tight squeeze here, so keep that in mind. He's not sitting on here perfectly. Just very similar like the Arkham Knight Batman I showed off, but you could fake it, I think, a little bit more here. Knee pads are kind of grinding up against some of the inner workings here, so be careful. The heels, be careful when you're rotating this wheel, not only because of the cape, but the heels, they're really close to the wheel, so they might get scuffed on there. Here's what it looks like from the other side. And just be careful when you're putting these hands in there that you don't damage this part of the gauntlet. But that's awesome. I dig that a lot, man. It just looks like it fits on here. I really dig how they did it. I'm trying to focus up here. Now, let me collapse this again. Yeah, look at that. That is super duper cool. So yeah, I like this motorcycle a lot, as you can see here. I really digging it, especially with the Mezco one here. I think it looks really good with the Mezco one. And again, I'm not the biggest fan of how it looks with the Arkham Knight one, but if you have the White Knight version or maybe some other Batmans, that'll probably look good on it. There you go. When it comes to McFarlane Toys stuff, maybe there's just other Batmans in your collection from other companies, 6 or 7 inch, that'll look good with it. Who knows? Hopefully, you know, this thing is very versatile, with pretty much fitting in with almost every Batman you could probably think of, honestly. And the motorcycle itself honestly does look really good, save for, you know, maybe some paint apps that look a little, you know, not great and whatnot. But the sculpting's there, the details there, the way that they have the mechanism to push forward the wheels is really nice, and it's just a very solid piece. It's about 25 bucks. I got mine on Amazon. There's other retailers you can get it from. Again, highly recommend it. Thank you guys for watching. Please subscribe to the channel if you haven't already. Comment down below what you think about the figure, what you think about the vehicle, and what you think about the review. Leave a like, share amongst your friends. Follow me on Instagram for more content over there, and I'll see you guys later.